okay?
We're live again on Instagram. Man, we love Instagram. Just gonna adjust my camera here. And why is it lopsided? It looks like it's crooked. Again, just coming on a bit early before Shay gets here. Today we have Shay and Vidyata. Making sure our connection's good. Instagram Live. Ooh. Is it Evelyn? Hi, Evelyn. Evelyn. Is my seat too high? Too low? Too high? Loving Instagram Live. I'm using is poor. That's not good. Laura Kelly Co. How you doing? Said I had low. Maybe I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna close this up. How's everybody doing? Coming back live again here, OTBX. It is me, Devin Keller, the Grand Poobah. Today we have Shay and Vidyata. Amazing to have her on here. The Queen Bee. We'll talk about that after though. How's everybody doing? Just making sure we have the right connection, waiting for everybody to come on. Shay's in the house. Again, we're just checking connections. It's all good. We're going to have her join in uno, dos. Okay, it's connecting. It's connecting. I hear you.
Good morning.
I hear you. I can't see you. Oh, it's buffering. Is that me? Oh, there we go. There, it's clearer now. Can you? Oh man, we're
Yes,
getting.
I can hear you.
You're buffering.
Let me turn you. Okay.
Maybe you can see me. I don't know if is it my on my end. Not sure if it's me. If it is me, then gotta figure that out. Wow, technical difficulties right now. Not sure. Can somebody just? Oh, wait, there we are.
Okay.
Gotcha now.
Cool. I'm gonna move back a bit just so you can see the top of my head.
Well, actually, I can't see the top of your head because it's cut off from my beautiful head, my picture. There you go.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah, we're good. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm up north. I'm in Muskoka, so it is cloudy and raining right now, but surrounded by trees and nature, so can't complain. It's beautiful up here.
And you're getting your morning workouts in? Going for those runs?
Oh, absolutely. Whether I'm doing my kettlebell workout, going for my runs. Sundays I reserve for yoga, so I call them yoga Sundays. That's when I zen out a bit more. But every morning I start with meditation, prayers, and then I go right into my workout so that there's no excuse why you don't get it done in the day, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
No room for excuses. Yeah. Our buddy James Malone has just commented, said great job on CP24 yesterday.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
We got some good people in here. What's Cottage right now? Like, what's it like up in you're in the Muskoka, as you said. So what's it like up there right now?
Desolate? Honestly, it's obviously people are practicing social distancing and a lot of things are shut down, but there is a real sense of normalcy up here. Like up in Muskoka, obviously all of the stores are not open all year round. Like they're only seasonal. So if you go into Port Carling right now, they would normally be closed because they really don't open till May. When everything starts to open up for cottage season. So it's actually been really nice from a mindset standpoint that, there's not been that much of a change feeling like up here. And when you're up at the cottage, everybody's different, but we tend to cook a lot more from home and we're not going into town every single day, maybe once a week. So the notion of, and I live in downtown Toronto, I'm like right in the core. So like, I feel it down there, right? Like, your coffee shops are like closed, like everyone's freaked out about being around other human beings, you know, and I'm still like, I'm like smiling to people and they're like, oh my God, you know, you're like, it's a smile. I didn't even yawn, like relax, you know? So,
It's
you
because
know,
they're gonna melt. They're gonna melt if you smile too hard at them, right? It's because they're gonna melt.
I know, you know, and I'm trying to spread the love and remind people like you don't need to be afraid of each other, regardless. If you are a healthy individual, you're probably going to get through this a-okay. So like, oh, but all that being said, it's just being nice being up here because I actually feel like I'm not so in the COVID world. In the city.
I'm
So
actually very jealous that you get to be outside the COVID world. Okay, you know
yeah.
what? That kind of you're kind of rubbing it in right now to me.
Sorry. Okay, pivot. Next topic.
No, that's okay. That's okay. It's good though. It's good that you can get out there yourself as well. I mean, getting away from obviously you're a very you're you know very social person. It's like you know
Yeah.
being around Toronto and not being social is probably got to be a little bit more difficult for you than you know having the mindset of being in Muskoka already. It's that relaxing mindset. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it helps.
Oh, it definitely does. You know, I think that's the beauty of being around water, being around nature. And regardless of even if you're not in Muskoka, you know, we all have that ability of going and finding some green space or going down by the lake, even if it's just in your car, like if you're not getting out. But I think in these times, it's really important to be grounded by nature. And nature is one of these like incredible things where, you know, nature never takes more than what it needs, and it's infinite abundance, and it gives that. And the earth is in this like perfect symphony that it knows how to take care of itself. It knows how to take care of the rest of creation. And so I think in this time as well, it's so beautiful if you can create that space, whether it's daily or weekly, to just tap in and sit with nature and be still. There's a lot of peace that you start to experience. There's a lot of grounding and kind of being aligned with your inner core, you know, whether you want to call that your heart center, you want to call that God, you want to call that the universe. But it brings you back to the self and takes away some of that chaos that I think a lot of people are experiencing around like the anxieties of COVID, right?
Absolutely, and I totally get what you're saying. It's the laws of vibration. You're getting in vibration
Yeah.
with the earth, and when you can feel that, the earth can feel you. And
Yeah.
really, when you become at peace that way, I mean, I you know, practicing it on a daily basis is very important. I mean, meditation is great for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. You know, I think people also probably get caught up in a lot of the news and even the social media of it. It takes them out of tune, really. So becoming a little bit more grounded and centered is probably more people get to actually that'll lead us into the next thing too. It's you know what are you seeing or even what's your mindset, and I think you pretty much just shared it though. It's like about what's going on here. I mean, people need to be doing certain things when it comes to self-development. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're in agreement with that, but what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that this is again, you know, there's really only like two mindsets when it comes down to it. You're either going to be in a state of fear, which is going to lead you to a mindset of scarcity, or you're going to look within, you're going to try to remain calm, remain peaceful, and tap into a mindset of abundance. And I think that there's a lot of valuable things that people can be doing right now. Like, for example, I'm leading a 21 days of abundance through Deepak Chopra. So, you know, every morning I've got like a crew of 25 people, and they have a task for the day, but then they also have a meditation, and it's free, you know. So I'm not charging anybody. I'm not being charged for leading this group. But in times like this, I think it's really important as leaders, you know, not even just within an industry, but, you know, if you're a person who leads, people are going to be looking to you to see how you're reacting, how you're responding. And if you're in complete chaos, they are frantic because you're frantic, right? And they don't even know why. That's just like what happens. And so I think that right now it is so important that people, I call us CEOs of love and light. Like that's what I call it. And, you know, and a few of my friends who are not entrepreneurs or they're not business owners, I keep saying to them, I'm like, now's your chance. Like, now's your chance to be a CEO. You want to lead something, you want to develop something, you want to create something, create love and light and spread that. Because, and I love that you brought up vibrations, because some people think it's a weird word, you know, but everything in the universe has a frequency, and it does have a vibration, and it has an energy. You know, and even though I think people think it's like kind of voodoo, when you think of just even the sun on a scientific level, we talk about how the sun travels in light years, and like, that's just energy. So, and that's a vibration. That's what it is. We're just calling it something different. So, you know, I think for people to really see what they could be doing on a daily basis, whether it's something like a meditation program. And if you don't know how to meditate, and I used to not, and I still am not fantastic at it. Like, you know, when I'm telling you, I'm not leading, I'm guiding, you know,
Yeah.
I'm literally just like the middle person between Deepak Chopra and my people.
Yeah.
And I'm like forwarding the message on, you know, so I'm like just the messenger. And, you know, meditation, the beautiful thing is there is no right and wrong way. You just, the more you practice it, the stronger you get. It's not even about being better at it, right? And I really think that it's important in times like this. You know, the other thing that like I'm doing constantly, and I'm actually going to probably create a video today about it, is I think that this is such an opportunity where we have time to research things for people to really question everything, right? Like, famous Greek line, like, question everything. And 4 companies own over 90% of all of the media in the United States. So there is no democracy when it comes to media. It is, we are being programmed. We have been for a very long time, of what we are supposed to think, what we're supposed to believe, and what they want us to hear. And, you know, there's so many different questions around vaccines and Bill Gates and endochrome and, you know, child pedophilia and all of these things. And for me, my biggest thing is if you've formed an opinion without actually doing the research, I'll be the first one to say, unfortunately, you're not a wise person. And I have said to so many people in this period, I'm actually not interested in your opinion, and you shouldn't be interested in mine. Like, my opinion actually does not matter. What Shay believes, what Shay thinks does not matter. What matters is me presenting facts. And am I presenting the facts? And have I done those fact checks? And as authentically as we can, we should be encouraging people to go and do that research themselves, because what's taking place right now is such a distraction. Like, COVID is really a massive distraction to what's really going on in our world, you know? And I don't know if you wanted to get into this, and we could totally pivot to like, let's go somewhere else. We could totally go somewhere else. But, you know, when you ask like, what am I up to and what am I, you know, I get, for some of your followers that maybe don't know, I have a nonprofit organization called Freedom that fights human trafficking here in Canada and abroad. Obviously, you know, you've mentioned I'm in real estate, and I'm also heavily in the health and wellness community. I believe heavily in chemical-free solutions, toxic-free solutions. So naturally, with everything going on with COVID, I'm inundated with, have you heard about endochrome? And for those of you who don't know what that is, just go Google it. You know, this is not what this conversation is about today. Go there, because that is like a 2-hour combo, you know, but like, it's a real thing. Human trafficking that's happening, and the rise of it because of even COVID, that's a real thing that's happening right now. So, you know, a lot of what I've been processing over the past few weeks has been, how am I going to deliver that message to others? And when you think of the food that we eat, this shirt that I bought online, okay, I'm getting there. I'm going to get to a point. The shirt I bought online, Lululemon pants that, you know, us girls buy, to eyelashes, to barbers, to getting a tattoo done. We research the heck out of it all, right? We like reach out to friends being like, hey, do you know a good hairstylist? Hey, do you like your Lululemons? I'm thinking about getting the new iPhone. What do you think of it? And what do? We research it. We go to a restaurant and we ask, what are the ingredients in the food? Is it gluten-free? Is it dairy-free? Is it grass-fed? Does it have hormones in it? We take the time to research so much other stuff. Yet when it's coming down to this big pandemic, or it's coming down to, are these human trafficking rings happening all over the world? Are they true? Are vaccines good for us? You know, knowing the ingredients in a vaccine. Like, if you don't know what's in a vaccine, why are you injecting it in you? And if your doctor can't tell you that, if your doctor cannot tell you that, I'm going to say it again, why are you entrusting them with your child or with, I don't have kids, so for me, it's with my own health, but I have nieces and nephews, and my brothers actually due today. The baby's due date is today. So
I was going to talk about that too. So you're taking that light away from me.
Okay, no, we'll come back to it. So anyways, you know what? Research everything, question everything. You know, I think like being a seeker of truth, and I love saying this, truth never needs a defense. That's the other thing. You know, if you're presenting truth, no matter how you want to slice it, it's still the truth. You might think it's controversial, you might not like it, but it's still true. So being a seeker of truth, presenting that, and like I said, you know, encouraging people in this time to be CEOs of love and light. Now is your time. We need more people to spread love, to spread light. So I've been doing a lot of that along with real estate, which y'all have been seeing. You know, I've been busy with my team. I've been busy on the media. You know, we're pivoting fast. And I mean, you guys are doing that. You should tell me more about what you guys are doing, because I know you guys have posted with like the Matterport. You guys are pivoting too, which is fantastic to see.
I mean, yeah, for us, it's always a service that we offered. You know, it's people are seeing yourselves like realtors, even big corporations. It's a solution to what's going on,
Right.
and that's what it is. It's a solution. Moving forward, it's going to be your dad said it. It's if you're not doing it, you're black and white. So it's like it's that's the difference, and it's the truth. But you want to buy a boat, and you're in Muskoka right now, and the boat's for sale in Hamilton, where I'm at, and you don't want to make that drive. Guess what? There's a Matterport of that boat. You can go look at it. And so virtual tours are they're not new, but definitely moving forward. It's like, yes, it's not business as usual, but it's new business. It's, you know, it's not being practiced the way it was before. But we're moving forward, and you know, it's like there's no wall. It's not a wall. It's a door. There's something else on the other side for everyone. And everything you're saying, I agree with you. I'm a firm believer. As a matter of fact, I listen to, you know who Andy Frisella is?
No.
Oh, he's got a great podcast. It's a business podcast. He's like harsher than Gary Vee, but it's pretty good.
Okay, so, no Gary, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's great. Anyways, but it's along the same lines. But you know, it's about the progression of things. It's the disruption in the market that has caused, you know, shutting an economy down, all that kind of stuff. So when it comes to virtual tours, virtual staging, yeah, it's the future. It's how it's going to be. The advancement of the technology, it's getting better and better. You know, you can virtually stage on Matterport. They're starting to do that. It's just gonna be different. I mean, yourselves, your whole team, you guys work with, you know, international investors. Even they don't have to. It's there. It's all there. It's like, hey, here's the solution. Let us know. Yeah. I mean, it's basically that easy. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of that mindset wise too, though. And you know, people are shifting in certain ways. So it's a good thing. Like I think it's a time, and most of our guests have said it's a time. It's a good time, especially if you're an entrepreneur.
Oh yeah. You know, and again, there's two mindsets. It's either, you know, abundance, scarcity. You either see foe or you see opportunity. The door's closed, or like you said, you know, one's open. And in every single downturn, it doesn't matter from the Great Depression, Spanish flu back then, to, you know, 2007. Now, you know, out of every downturn, out of any shift in a market creates opportunity. And unfortunately, there's going to be many people that are going to be wiped out, but many of those people are going to evolve. They're going to reinvent themselves. And we will never go back to what we knew life to be. It just will never go back to being the same. You know, it's like when you break a vase and you try putting it back together, you still have so many scars. Like, we are going to be scarred from this for a while, right? So, you know, I think rather than like so many people watching Netflix, waiting for the world to return to normal, this is just an opportunity right now to literally be leveling up in your services, in your brand, changing your brand. Like, you're going to have to change who your clients are, not necessarily for us in real estate, but a lot of people, how you're reaching your clientele right now this is a game changer for you. Right. So, and you know, I don't want to say it's an exciting time, because it's not. There's a lot of hardship. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of evil that's going on in our world. But for me, wherever there's, one, there's like equal, there's an opposite, right? It's like the yin and the yang, the good and the evil. And so I see the good in this evil is that it creates that opportunity and it creates personal growth. And, I think as well, and I'm sure you would agree, sellers and buyers in this new stuff that we've developed right now are going to expect this to stay forever. This is never going to revert back. And sellers, if you are doing a public open house back before and getting 10 people, sometimes 15 people, if you're out in Brampton, sometimes you'll get like 30 people depending on the price of the home, right? Like depending on what market you're in. But like speaking to Oakville specifically in Southeast, if we got like 5 to 8 people through a home in a weekend, that's a win. That's a big thing, right? And now doing, I did 2 virtual open houses this weekend. One of my listings in Burlington at Lakeshore and Appleby, 2.5 million. Another $1.150 in Toronto in Liberty Village. And both of those, we had close to 100 people tune in on our live. And then through Facebook, it's now reached up over 500 views, 600 views. And once you tell a seller that, it's like, they always want that.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, you can't go back to only having 14 people, 10 people come through an open house. So, I keep saying to agents, like, if you're not doing this right now, I don't think you're going to have clients in the next little bit because they're seeing what everybody else is doing. So you got to really evolve. You got to step up your game, bring in the technology that you guys are using as well. And it's that growth. It's the growing pains that we're experiencing right now, which is all good.
Yeah. I mean, and I heard you say it too. It's like, you don't want to say it's like always a good thing, but at the end of the day, personal development, business development, it's like, it's like a snake or like you're shedding the skin to get a new. You have to give something up in order to gain something else. It's like
absolutely
time, people will leave your life. It's like when you are advancing and you're constantly advancing in life, there are things that are shed. And I'm not saying that like as a pandemic as a whole, because I don't even want to go down that road. But it's like I'm empathetic. Don't get me wrong. Like but it's like at some point, there's a bunch of people sitting at home that need to shed that skin and become a new them. And I believe that. So I think that's a new thing. I'm even seeing in the comments, like, the virtual stuff, it's the new norm. Not business as usual. It's like, nah, it's business. Like this is the new business. This is the way it is. And it's the mindset and perception of the general public as well as the agents. So we're seeing a lot of that. And I'm going to say to you, spoken like a true leader, because it actually takes me to my next thing.
Okay.
Let's talk about Queen Bee.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So like, actually just tell us, actually tell some viewers what Queen Bee is, and Virginia, how amazing she is, obviously too. And then as yourself, and let's talk about it a little bit. It's like, that's so cool.
So have you seen the product? Like, have you seen the magazine?
Oh yeah.
You have? Okay. I have not seen it yet. Okay.
What?
No, I haven't seen it yet. So,
no, I haven't seen it. I don't know anybody that could show me it.
So send me a copy. You might be.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
But I can tell you what it is. But I've actually not seen it yet. So, am I on the cover?
Listen, I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
I don't know. Okay, I'm supposed to be. I could care less if I am or not. The purpose of this publication or this series, right?
Pretty good pose. It was a pretty good pose, by the way.
It was a what? Sorry?
I said it was a pretty good pose.
Oh, pose. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Which was that was from our Freedom campaign that we did this past year in Toronto. So for those who don't know, Virginia Munden is an amazing woman who, visionary extraordinaire, right? So she's done real estate conferences. She's been a part of them. She's led them. She brought the Buzz Conference to Ontario for the first time this year. Yeah, it feels like forever ago, but that was in February of this year. And I had the pleasure of moderating a panel there that's on philanthropy and giving back, why it's important to be giving back in our communities. I use a phrase, making money with a purpose. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. And after that, Virginia, basically, she said to me, you know, in September, if we do another conference, we need you to be a keynote speaker and do this breakout just on that. When the world started to shift, she was actually in the middle of creating this series of bringing together, I think it's 100 women, sharing stories of inspiration of overcoming adversity, overcoming challenges, why they got into business, how they succeeded, just their stories, right? And inspiring others in the industry and also outside, right? It's not exclusive to realtors by any means. And so she had asked me to write a little something for this first publication release. She had asked me for a photo that she wanted to use on the cover. Like I said, I've not seen it, so I don't know if I'm on it. You know, I was just happy to be a part of her project. I think it's a beautiful idea. And especially in a time like this, which she couldn't have foreseen, it actually, I think, worked out very well in her favor, especially because the conference won't be happening now in the fall. This is a really good project for her to be sharing with people. So you have to send me a copy if you've seen it, because I
don't have a copy.
Okay, I have to ask her.
To be honest, I know. I'm not going to say I know minimal about it. I know the process, and I know, you know, but because of what's been happening, and like, you know, how the event was supposed to happen at the hotel there and all that, like how this stuff has changed. It's like I'm not privy to all that. So right. I do know certain things, and if you don't know, I'm not telling you. But
yeah, I don't. So I think you definitely know more than me. Which doesn't happen too often. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, maybe, you know, I don't doubt it. But and then let's quickly talk about the buzz too. I mean, she's putting on a whole bunch of series now starting tomorrow, actually, yep. 30th. And pretty much almost, I would say almost, well, they are. There's every week. You go to thebuzzconference.com, you can see it all. But yeah, I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. We were talking about you. This was like months ago too. Let's talk about being an ad. Like Caleb's in the like today, right? So how's he doing not being able to like maybe go experience the wilderness, because he does like to hunt and you know, do some photography and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean,
so my brother right now lives on 25 acres, so he can actually hunt on his property, luckily.
Okay.
So you know, he's got his trail cams, and he's got his kind of like hunting towers, if you will. They're called tree stands. You know, that he can go up at his own time, really. And for him, that's like where he truly becomes one with nature. My brother is not a typical hunter, so to speak. You know, a lot of people hunt for game, they hunt for sport. They don't take into consideration the ethical way to choose an animal in keeping of the ecosystem. And so my brother, he's really a true hunter. You know, whenever a life is taken, you know, he does a ritual with the heart, blessing the animal that's given him food, bearing that heart back into the earth for where, you know, the animal came from. And really, it's like that circle of life. You know, so he's been able to do a little bit of that. I know he really wants to get up north, which they are going to come once the baby's been born and everything is good. And they've had kind of a week or two at least just to like adjust to no sleeping and, you know, waking up at all trying to feed. So I'm ecstatic though. Today is literally my sister-in-law's due date. So baby girl and Vidiata should be arriving, you know, anytime.
What was it like with the virtual baby shower?
Yeah, you know what? You have all the mixed feels, right? Like the beginning was, and leading up to it, my sister-in-law obviously was like very sad, you know, would never anticipated that your first baby shower would ever be not together, surrounded by people that you love. But, you know, I think when you put out love and you bring people together, that is transferred and you feel that. So we had about 35 women on the call. And of course, you know, I hosted the baby shower for her. And because traditionally, you know, the girl would most girls decide to open up their gifts because it's the baby stuff. So it's a lot of, ooh, cute, oh my God, you know, a lot of that happening. And we just thought because of it being online, it would be a lot to go through all of those gifts. So I decided to do 3 games and 3 gifts. And so we did 1 gift, 1 game, 1 gift, 1 game. And I had my brother randomly select them because, again, boys would never be at the baby shower, but because they were at home, I had my brother participate, and I had him randomly select the gifts. And then a unique thing that I did, which I share this with people because I'm like, if you're in this position, you got to do this. It's a fun thing. It's a beautiful thing. And you won't get this opportunity once restrictions are removed. So you know how at a wedding, when you want the bride and groom to kiss, you clink their glasses.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So, and I did tell my brother this before ahead of time because he would have been like, I'm going hunting. Like my brother would have left, you know? So I said, and anytime you guys want to see I wanted my brother to kiss Megan's tummy, kiss the baby, and share one thing that he's excited about doing with his daughter. And regardless of time of age, you know, it could be newborn, it could be like taking her fishing, taking her hunting, whatever, right? So, so of course the women love that. And so every time somebody came on and clinked their glass and said baby kiss, my brother would have to come over, roll his eyes at me, you know, give her tummy a kiss. But it was so beautiful. And of course, all of the women, oh, Philip, do that again. I didn't get the photo. Do it again, you know? So yeah, it was very cute, you know, and we just had some good times. We took some screenshots together with all of our mimosa virgin glasses up, our mocktails. And, you know, she just felt very loved and supported. And all things considered, I think, like in that moment, you kind of forgot, even though we weren't all together, you kind of forgot that like COVID was happening, you know? And it also allowed people that were out of the, out of our province or even out of the country. Like we had a girlfriend of mine join from Colorado. One of my sister-in-law's best friends from Calgary joined us. That normally wouldn't have been able to happen, you know? So in that way, it was nice.
Oh, I think like that's.
Am I still with you?
Oh yeah, you're here. You're here. Don't worry, I won't lose you.
Okay.
I think the cool part too is you created new memories. So, you know, although it might be probably a little bit difficult for her because she wanted to have people around, in retrospect, she still did. And as a matter of fact, maybe even more, loving, caring hearts. And, you know, I believe in the laws of vibration. I believe in it. I believe that she could feel that from wherever anybody was, even if they were in Tuktoyaktuk to Calgary to, you know, wherever. So yeah. I think that's really cool. I thought it was really cool when I saw the photo of it too. I was like, that's pretty, you know, to be able to, it just shows how you can still move forward in times like these. I mean, that's really what it is. It's not the door being closed. It's opening. It's just a different door is what it is. So
exactly.
Cool. Let's talk about, you know, coming out of this. Now, I'm sure there's been a bunch of discussion on your team and stuff like that. You know, what are your predictions or your team's predictions? What's this going to look like? I mean, I guess from a market point of view, sure, we can talk about price drops, all that kind of stuff. I mean, we don't have a crystal ball, but like, what are your predictions on, you know, maybe motivation and inventory? Are there still be lots of buyers out there? Like, what's your thoughts on how we're going to exit this and the real estate industry itself is going to move forward?
Yeah. So the silver lining, the saving grace is that real estate will forever be a necessity, not going anywhere. It might slow down, but it's just not going anywhere. People will always need a place to live. And even in times like this, there's still a solid minimum 20% that's always driving the market. And we're grateful that in the current conditions that we're in, that real estate is one of the only economies that's actually keeping money transacting and flowing throughout the economy. I truly believe it's going to be one of the main industries that's actually going to revive and bring us out of this as well. So it plays a very crucial part to the overall health of our economy. And like I said, bringing us out of this. Right now, I think that given the global scale and the global restrictions that we've seen, and like literally like these shutdowns, we've never seen anything like this before in our lifetimes, right? Not from like the internet coming and like planes properly, like as we know them today, as like the big 747s. Like we've just not seen anything like this, that it's been this global shutdown. When you think of the impact that it's had, you would think that it would have affected the real estate market more. Like when you look at sales year to year down for April, they're down 70%, yes. But when you look at month over month, we've only seen a decrease of over 20%. Of over 20%, which is actually not that bad when you think of the scale. Then let's like look at pricing, right? Values. That's like the most important question most people are asking. And so far, sales have only been 1.5% down. So, which is shocking. Like you would really think, you know, if you knew nothing about real estate, anybody would, with an educated guess, would say the values are probably down 10 to 15% easily. And they've not moved there. And in a lot of markets still, in Burlington, Oakville, even in Mississauga, in Toronto, price points like under $1.5 million, are still seeing multiple offers coming in on these properties, condos and homes. You know, so that's also shocking. You know, like I wasn't expecting it. And I'm literally tracking it. My team, I'm doing it. Nobody else on my team's doing this. Well, other people on my team are doing this, but I'm saying one of my like assistants or, you know, our administrators not doing this. I'm taking it on my ownership to pull the stats myself. I'm tracking it every single week. I'm putting out a report to my clients and also to our team so that they can see Oakville, Burlington, Mississauga, Toronto, condos, detached homes, what's going on. And, you know, what the real estate boards have put out is true because I'm watching it. It's the same. So, you know, the bigger question I think is we've not seen this massive decline as much. Inventory is down. There's not as much inventory on, right? It's down 63%. Yes. Typically, we'd have a lot more. This is the time you're bringing your home on the market, right? It's starting to blossom. Everything's starting to turn green. You want to get your house on the market. So what we don't know is how long these restrictions are going to happen on us. And the longer it happens, I think that's when you could start to anticipate, not sure, but we could start to anticipate that prices will start to soften. So as a seller, if you're in a position where you need to sell or you were considering to sell, put your home on the market in Q1 or Q2, my advice is to try. If you don't like the numbers you're getting, you can pull it off the market. You can totally do that. But now what we know is that prices have not taken a big hit. We don't know where they're going to be in 2-3 months from now with these restrictions still being applied. And that level of uncertainty, if I was a seller, that would be making me want to get my home prepped, ready. As a buyer, you know, there's always opportunities in the market. There's not as many right now as you would think, but if you're patient, the buyers will be able to find that. The lack of inventory is what's still holding our price values to where they are, you know, because of the buyers don't have that much to choose from. So that's a positive thing. Interest rates are still low. So this is a buyer's leverage market. Like you can leverage your purchasing power right now. So go get your pre-approval done. The banks are backed up, as we all know. So it's going to, so that when that house does come on the market, you're informed because you've done your research. Again, I'm going back to doing that research, right? That plug. But you're informed and now you're confident of knowing what your purchasing capability is in the marketplace. And especially now, a lot of sellers, I don't know if you've heard this from other agents, but we've seen it. We just did a deal last week where the sellers would not accept the price of the buyers unless they went firm. They didn't want any conditions, no financing, no home inspection, no nothing. So it was like, that was the negotiation was, well, if you want that price, we'll come to it a bit. And it wasn't a low ball offer. It was a good offer, but it was lower than full ask. But because of the conditions of the market, that's what sellers are saying. Some. So as a buyer, you can't afford to not know what your pre-approval is, to not know what, if you're buying outside of your scope, outside of your reach. So I think that's important right now to be making sure you have that in place for the market. What else do you want to know? What else could I speak to?
Well, I mean, I think you're doing a good job of it. I mean, you know, I don't know. What are your thoughts? You think people are getting sick and tired of this stuff? Think people are getting fed up?
Of being restricted, of COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I mean, like, I know for me, I'm an extrovert. And I've been actually saying this, I feel that a lot of people who were extroverts, like maybe myself, are going to develop more introvert personality traits, like coming out of this. I think it'll be interesting to see how people adjust to actually being around people. Does it actually energize you now, or does it exhaust you? And will you need more alone time, right? I think you're going to see a bit of that. But I think it's getting to a point where, like, enough is enough. Like, I should be able to go and have dinner with my mom. Like, I can go have dinner with my mom, you know, like my poor mother, you know, like she wants to see her kids, you know. I'm part of why I'm up here is because of the baby coming, and I live in a condo in Toronto. I didn't want to, I just wanted to take precautions of not having to go in and out of my building so that I can go right from the cottage directly to my brother's home, because they've been isolating, to go meet my niece. But then after that, they're going to come up here and we all want to be together, you know? So I think that the longer that the economy is buying into the message and the media that we've been told, and right now what's happening is you're seeing this uprise of people who are waking up. People are waking up to Bill Gates. People are waking up to Fauci. People are waking up to the big pharma industry, the vaccine industry. And the more that you do your own research, it's not about my opinion, it's not about your opinion. The more you do your own research and you find the facts and you find the truth, people are going to be less willing to comply with these restrictions that are being held on us. Especially when you look at immunity. Go look at the scientists in the world. Again, do your own research. There's way too many scientists that are saying to become immune to something, isolating is not the way to do that. This is the complete opposite of what we should be doing. So I believe, to answer your question again, the more people do the research and are finding out truths and facts that don't line up with what we're hearing in the media, the more you're just going to have people, like, almost like civil movement. Like, you really could. You could have like civil riots of people being like, enough is enough. You're taking away our freedoms. You're taking away our rights. That's not okay. This is violating Constitution. Like, especially being Canadian, we live in like one of the most free nations on the planet. And this is the complete opposite of that. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think we're pushing that, you know. I think you are going to see, especially once it gets warmer out. Like, I think thankfully for the government, we've had snow in April. Because if it was sunny in April, you know, you're going to have major issues. Look at, I don't know if you noticed just yesterday, but California, right? Like, from the weekend, like, the beaches are packed in California. They're going like, no, they don't care anymore. They're like, okay, I'm over this COVID. Like, you know, the sun is out. The ocean is like, the tide's going in and out. Like, life's normal. I'm going to the beach. We don't have that here, you know? So, and we only have like 2 months of like beautiful weather. So the moment that happens, I don't know, the government, I think, is going to be really challenged if that dialogue doesn't shift soon. So
yeah.
who knows?
Well, and I understand, like, the days that I have my son at my place, you know, and it's like, hey, we can go play soccer. No, we gotta, you know, hey, it's still fun playing hockey in the driveway. Don't get me wrong. It takes me back to being young again, but I can see it happening with, you know,
yeah,
with parents with a lot of younger kids. You know, I don't have my son every day, but when I do, it's like, I just want to go and play catch with him. I just want to go out and play hockey. And it's becoming, and now that it's nicer out, it's like, well, I don't know, like,
yeah.
we'll see.
Well, and like, there's only so many laps you can do in the driveway in the backyard. Like,
It's
You
true,
know?
yeah. Or around the
And
house.
yeah, and like, and that's like as an adult, like that you could be like, okay, but then like you think of your kids, you know, like where kids have an attention span of like 2 minutes, not even. So it's like, I've already done 15 laps around the driveway,
Yeah.
Dad. Like, what do you want me to do? You know, it's
Yeah.
like, you got to go somewhere new. So yeah, I think it, we're all kind of pushing our limit one way or another, right?
Yeah. Well, and we
So
all want to do our part. Like we all want to like. We're all empathetic. There's no doubt about it. It's
yeah,
not a, but it's I think it's, I think people have done a good job thus far, and I
yeah,
think it's that a lot of people have followed these restrictions. So yeah, moving forward, but it is what it is. Just gonna start wrapping it up because I know
sure.
you have another thing after this too. You're saying, but let's talk just real quick. Just like we'll just kind of skim over it. Is like there are some people and there's been questions down there. People
Yeah.
want to know what have you been doing for fun, like for fun during COVID? Like we know that you cleaning your whole house isn't as fun as you say it is on Instagram, okay? But it's like really fun stuff. Like what are some really fun things that maybe you haven't done before?
Well, I've never had a TikTok account before. So that has been new.
It's
I
actually pretty
I
cool.
have
TikTok's kind of cool.
it is kind of cool. I've not been on it in probably about like 10 days. But when I checked last, I only had like 5 followers. But so I'm not like really on it. Um, but I've done a couple videos and it's just my first name and last name, Shane Vidiata. So you can go check it out. I've done a few videos with a girlfriend of mine who we do social distancing together, and she actually does my grocery shopping, and like so that not two of us are having to go do it. So she's one of those girls that is like my like safety one. You know, we both live alone, like that whole thing. So we've done a few TikToks together, and I have to say that's probably brought like the biggest laughs. You know, and I always thought like I'm never going on TikTok. What do I need TikTok for? I'm not 13. I'm not my niece's age. Like I don't need to go on TikTok, you know. So I've been doing that. Honestly, I've been so busy with work, which I know people don't want to hear that, but that is my truth. You know, I said to you yesterday, like I'm coaching 8 entrepreneurs every Tuesday. We do a coach up meetup through City Moguls, which I sit on the board for. And you know, between those type of groups that I'm a part of, I'm leading the 21 days for abundance that I shared with you. So I don't know if these things are fun for people, but it's filling my calendar. You know, I'm working on some new projects for my health and wellness company that I'm launching this year. So that's coming down the pipeline. So for me, this has been my fun, which might be boring to some people, is really been learning. So I just finished watching a 7-day series on the truth about vaccines. If anybody's interested in that, they can DM you or me. I can send them the link. You
Perfect.
know, I love stuff like that. I love learning. Like I'm a seeker of truth, and
Yeah.
you know, I've been following this what's going on. So me, I've just been doing a lot of research, TikToks here and there. I have fantastic glasses, aka bottles of wine here and there.
Yeah.
I'm working out a ton. Like I've lost weight and body fat in COVID, which you know most people are afraid they're not going to be able to do. Again, I don't know. Is working out fun? Depends on who you ask. For me, I love it, but I need to get a charger because my phone's gonna die on you. So let me
That's
just
okay.
move
No,
over
no.
here.
We'll wrap it up real quick then, if that's the case. But we don't want you to all of a sudden leave on us. That wouldn't be fun. Very lagging. There we go.
You got to do what you got to do for the gram, right? It's like when people get
You
down
know,
really low to get that shot, you know, and they're lying
yeah,
on the
yeah.
floor. That's what I feel like I'm doing right now for the live. For all of you guys, for Christine, for Monica, for Renee, you know, I see all you guys. So I'm doing
Yeah.
it for the gram.
Yeah, you're in it for the gram. Yeah, there's a TikTok for you. Oh, Diana. I think it's lagging still a bit. Oh, I think we're losing her. I think the connection is going. Favorite wine that she's drinking. Diana wants to know the favorite wine she's drinking. Are we losing her? Or is it me? Is it me that's lagging? Am I lagging? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I certainly hope it's not me. Because I am the host. Is it there? No. Shay has left. Well, anyways, you know what? Okay, let's get her back on real quick. There we go.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm on the floor.
How is that?
Oh, that is really bad there. Bad lighting. My goodness. Holy moly. But I'm back. I'm on the floor, guys. We're like getting really hardcore.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's all for the gram.
It's all for the gram. And Diana, I don't know if you saw her question. It's a very important one. She asked what wine I'm drinking right now. Yes. And hi, Laura. Laura Marro is on here too, another Italian goddess. And we all love her wines. So I have to say one of my favorite wines is Barbaresco. And it is from the Piedmont region, which is a fantastic region that produces the beautiful grapes that most people know in Barolos, Brunellos. And Barbaresco is kind of like, I call it, it's not the ugly sister, but it's
Oh, I think it's slowly cutting out again. It's buffering. It's that Muskoka internet. While people are still coming in, though, hi everyone. Marianne. Yeah, we're starting to lose her. Or is it weird when you watch both screens and it's like we lost her again. Well, you know that like that connection, that's that Muskoka connection. It's gotta be. Let's try it again. Is it connecting?
We're here.
Oh, hi again. Hi again.
We try one more time.
I think we got cut out was you said it's the sister of something where it's not as expensive, but it's the
exactly. It's not as expensive as a Barolo or a Brunello, but it is a fantastic wine. So I'll put it up in my Instagram afterwards that people could come see. I'll take a picture of the bottle so that you can see which one it is. But
take a picture awesome. Of you drinking it.
I have the photo.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You can do it now.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yes, exactly.
Is it like I'm a white wine drinker, so I don't really. Is that a red wine?
It is a red wine. Yes. I got to bring you over to the better side, my friend. The better side is on the red side.
Get on the red side. Gotta try it out, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Not that I haven't,
exactly. But. Yeah.
Anyways, we'll we'll start wrapping up. But you know, we really honestly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming and talking to us. I think we'll be doing more and more of these as time goes. I think this will be a new normal for us. So we'd love to have you back on again. And maybe we'll do a follow up whoa, what's Shay's doing 2 months from now?
Yeah, sure.
We'd love to. We'll do a virtual workout.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
Yeah.
We can do a virtual workout. We can get some catch up. Maybe have a glass of wine at the end. Red wine.
Red wine. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
We can do that. So we'll have to shift it to a little more of a happy hour. 11 a.m. is still me coming off of my workout. So I try not having wine right after I work out. Yeah, exactly.
12:01 is a good hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Looking forward to doing this again. And
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We'll chat to you soon.
Stay healthy. Stay safe.
You too.
Okay. Ciao.
Bye-bye.